All right, you guys. So I'm going to show you what happened in today's market so that you guys can kind of have an idea what was popping off. Let me say this up front. What I really think is going on is, as you can see, gold was on a natural tear. At first, it had dropped during the presidential election, but then after that, as you can see, the thing shot completely up. And I'll draw this channel so you guys can kind of see exactly what I'm looking at right here. So you can see that this thing went on a straight up tear to the upside. So why is that? I really do believe it's because of let's say your president, your current president, on his way out the door seems to be trying to spark a war with Russia, and then he can walk out the door and not have anything to do with it because he was in office for all these years, never bothered to do, was constantly telling Ukraine, no, you can't use our weapons to go deep into Russia because that's as if we are helping to attack Russia. And so all this time they said, no, you can't do it. But all of a sudden now he decides, yes, go ahead and use our weapons and do your thing, and then we'll leave the mess to the following president. Okay. What's the logic behind that? I have some conspiracy thoughts, but I'm going to keep those to myself because it's not necessary for this particular video. So anyway, with that being said, as you can see, gold went on a hot tear to the upside. I do see that there's a level right here where it stopped right here. And I told you guys about line dancing. So you just want to draw a line to see why did it stop right there. Not saying it'll stop there, but let's go out and see further, see if there's any reason why it stopped there. And it just literally stopped right about at that range on the weekly. And on the daily, we see some prior candles right here going down to the 4-hour right here. We don't see much. I see plenty right here. There it is. Now, that does not mean that it will stop there because, as I was telling Golden Boy, who trades gold, and we were talking about why was it acting irrational. Well, now we understand why. Because once you launch a war, people tend to want to flock to gold as a safety asset. And so Russia's talking about, they're tossing the word around about nuclear weapons. And so, of course, investors start flocking to gold. Okay, let's take a look at the U.S. No, not the U.S. 30. I'm sorry. Let's go through a couple of these pairs right here. Okay, so this is what happened on this week. As you guys can see right here. And let's go out to the 4-hour. This typically would have stopped right about here. But you can see even it broke through and created another high right here. Let's scale out. And you can see it went up here. Check here. And that is different. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Something is going on. Okay. And you can see way back here, this high was touched way back in 2018. 2018. It hasn't been this high since 2018. Isn't that something? So this is why, now I will say this, let's take a look over here, and I'm going to go to the ocean wave and see what it was talking about and go from there. So ocean wave had called it correctly. Go to the 1-hour time frame. See, I didn't like it because it was, raggedy. I don't like raggedy moves. So of course you want to scrunch this up. Hold on, let me scrunch this up, and then you can see it like that. But either way it goes, right here, it called it to the upside. Let's take a look at ACAT. All right, ACAT was going sideways, and then it went basically to the downside. Let's go and look at it and see what was popping off there. Me personally, looking at it from the 1-hour time frame, it did do a pullback. It can spring up like a springboard. From the 4-hour, though, I'm seeing that this thing is capping off right here, and it could run and come back down to the downside. So me personally, I'll be very, very careful about that right there. Let's take a look at this here. Nothing there. I don't see anything there. And it was just accumulation, as you guys can see. There was a lot of that this week. A lot of accumulation. But we have a bottom right here. Then it went up. So we did create higher lows. Okay. Excuse my trend line. Let me move that up a bit so you guys can see it. All right. And if I do it like that, you'll see. There we go. Boom. So we do have higher lows right here. You can put it at the wicks, like right there, to be safe. So it does have higher lows. It did went up, pull back, went up, pull back. But this low is still higher than this one. So again, next week, it could fire on up there and do something like that. So that's a possibility. But given what's going on, it could pull back first. That one shot up, nothing there. Again, this was the high right here. And I'm on the 1 hour time frame. You can also check it on the 4 hour, but you can see that's where the neck was right there, or the balance line. And you can see because of what's going on, it broke through. As you can see that. See, not normal, not normal. Wartime stuff. They start talking about wartime. Markets start tripping. Now, some of these CHF pairs, the the JPY pairs, we had actually talked about them during class, so we had caught some very nice pips in the live trade session, and it did hit support, hit this trend line, and bounced off as expected. This one just meandered straight on down. The euros all dropped. Okay, they dropped like a rock. Look at that, and I expect it to continue next week. Okay. This one bounced and shot back up because it's the CHF, the Swiss. But you can see this one took a stab. I do believe it'll probably come down and retest the bottom. So again, as you can see, I anticipate heading back down to the bottom. Let's take a look at this one. And there you go. Okay, you see that? Scale it back, 15-minute. Everything's saying still it has potential to go down the street some more. Okay, so again, if I just squeeze this a bit, this looks like it can come back down and touch the street. And that's it from the 5-minute time frame. Well, let me do it like this. All right, so you can see this from the 5-minute time frame. If I'm wrong, then it will just come back and bounce me out right there off the 5-minute, but nobody cares. But either way it goes, this looks like it can still head on down the street, and so does this one as well. The euro dollar. Okay, so again, same thing. Let's go and look at it from this perspective, and you'll see. And again, anything can happen over the weekend, but you see that? So right here is where it's capped off. Boom. Look like it can still potentially go back down the street. Okay, see how I did this accumulation, and then it dropped. Accumulation, drop, accumulation, drop, accumulation. Hopefully it'll drop. If not, then guess what? That's what the stop loss is for. No big deal. Move on. All right. But it looks like because it created that pin cushion right here, it could potentially come down and retest the pin cushion. Okay. So that's where we are with that one. And of course, the market is now done for this week. So that's why you see spreads and stuff going a little bit high. But I don't care about that. Now, this was a nice move right here. All right, let's go ahead and draw that line. Okay, but it did break through this one. Took out a lot of people on that small little move right there. Wicked them 14 pips. This is why I tell you guys, use at least, if you're going to do this, look at the 4-hour time frame. All my line dancers, go to the 4-hour time frame and look at there. So yes, it went here, but where would you have put your stop? Somewhere here. But truth be told, this was a good spot right here too, because we're seeing it was touching. So if you were to put your stop below the trend line right here, which comes with the sexy analyst, ching, 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 sexy analyst people. All right, look what happened. When it wicked, you would have been able to look over here. Even if you got in up here, it was only like 15 extra pips. You would have been able to look over here and see, okay, when it wicks, it comes right about under here. So you would have put your stop loss right, bing, bing. Okay, so even when it wicked down here, it wouldn't have taken you out. And look what happened. That thing came down, retested this level, and boom. So truth be told, it simply retested this line. Okay, so you had this line up here for line dancing. I'm sorry. You had that one. Okay, right there. Bing. Okay, and you had some touches there. Came close right there. But the secondary one would have been right here. Either way it goes, your stop loss would have been below the trend line that comes with the sexy analyst. See the red one up here, green down there. See that? Put it below there. You would have been fine. And then when it came down to retest, it would have been a little scary, but that's what your stop is for. And it swung right on back up, and it would have shot up and gave you some major pips. Okay. All right. Let's keep going quickly. This was just off the cliff. Nothing there. The G pairs fell like I don't know what. Okay. And again, this is due to news, you guys. So this is why I'm just telling you guys, be careful when you're trading. We do see some bounce right here, some bounce action. Okay, so let's draw that line right where it's bouncing. We see touches, 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 touch, touch, touched. It's a lot of touches there on the 4 hour. Drill down to the 1. And we see there, and maybe an arrow on the 15, and there it was. So again, this might be a nice one. Okay. However, you know me, I'm just not a fan of reversal trading, because this is a reversal trade, came down and reverses back up. I'm not a fan of reversal trading on Sundays and Mondays. Okay. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. But if I was to reversal trade, this will be a very, very nice one with very, 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 very strong support. And I would put my stop right below this level here. All right. And that would be cool right there, because I see that it wicked all the way through, but came back up, wicked right here, came back up. So if it's going to wick through and stop hunt, at least I want to be below that. And this is NJ. Okay. That's if. Okay. Because all the JPY pairs dropped like a rock too. And I think, again, because of this issue with the war, the potential war. And that's crazy, because for a little while they were saying, okay, Trump coming. And again, I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not telling you guys I'm a Trump fan, but I'm just saying that Trump had said, since Trump was coming back in office, they were talking about potentially, hey, let's go talk about a ceasefire. Then this guy going to start saying, oh, go ahead and use our rockets and fire them straight on into Russia. Okay, are you for the U.S. or you're not? Because all it takes is one nuclear weapon, and our entire world, that as we know it, will be completely upended. So that wasn't a wise decision. That really wasn't. Or at least have that conversation with the incoming, so that whoever's dealing with it, you ain't walking out the door leaving a mess. So not smart. But anyway, different story. I know some of y'all just love your Biden. Again, this is why I'm not into politics. I stay away from that stuff. I'm not into it. All right. So if we stretch all the way out, we see some strong supports out here. And we're drilling it down. You see that came here. But see how this is my point, you guys. This is normal. This would have been a nice normal level right here. Okay. See that? Boom, 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 boom. It broke through, came up, and went below. News event. It's still going against the dollar and it's dropping like a rock. Let's go to the dollar. As you can see, the dollar has been on a tear to the upside. Okay. Which is also concerning. And by the way, I do want to say congratulations to my team. I want to say congratulations to my team. Hold on one second. My camera is trying to follow me. Hello. Stop. All right. So I want to say congratulations to my team, because here's the difference between a professional trader and some of you guys. Some of you guys are just so freaking impatient. This particular trade alone, I want to thank, first of all, my team. Golden Boy, you got caught up in some sideways markets. And so it was in and out, in and out, in and out. A lot of people was freaking out, but the truth is you were right. And the thing broke to the upside. And let's skip on over there real quick to gold. And so you were absolutely right. It was just that right here. And this is what I was telling Golden Boy, because, he loved y'all and he just never want to disappoint you guys. But the truth is, this is sideways action. And like I was, telling him, hey, don't worry about it. They'll get over it, because the truth of the matter is, anytime you have a choppy market or consolidation, as you guys can see in these levels right here, it happened right there. You can see when it's in consolidation, you don't know you're in consolidation when you first enter the trade. Okay, you don't know. But after a little while, you realize, oh my God, and it's just giving you seasickness, only for it to break out of that range. And this is where we got caught, because we didn't know. But as soon as they start talking about war stuff, guess what happened? Then the market started going into consolidation, and then it did a huge breakout to the upside. And that's what happened. So again, it happens. It happens. So we just keep on trading. Here's another situation like with the US 30, where Miss Jenny, she had a bunch of trades open, but she hung tight because she knew she was right. And of course, we clocked major dollars on that one. And Dr. Elvis, I do have to give you a 2 thumbs up, because a lot of people were panicking and pissing in their drawers, and you held fast, because you said, no, I know exactly where this is going to go. I don't care about this news event that just crashed the markets. I'm right. I know I'm right. And look what happened. Now these USD JPY trades that were in the negative, they went all the way back up into the positive. So my team was right all along. This again, people, if you're going to get into the copycat, leave it alone, because your analysis, if it was so good, you wouldn't need us. I'll repeat that again. Let me give it to you like this so it doesn't sound offensive, because it's not offensive. It's just the truth. The bottom line is, I understand certain medical situations and how to handle them, but there are some where I'm just not fit for it. And I really ain't got the stomach for doing no surgery, because the moment I see a knife cutting skin and a little bit of blood, so it doesn't matter if I know about it. It's the execution of it where I don't have the ability to do what other professionals, like my brother-in-law, who is a surgeon, okay, when he does surgeries, he's so used to seeing blood, it's nothing to him. He can go have lunch right afterwards. Why? Because he's a professional in this business doing that. So it's the same thing in trading. You may know about trading, but it doesn't mean you have all of the tools necessary to become a professional elite trader. And if that's the case, just admit it to yourself and go ahead and let the traders do what they do. Do you guys understand why I told you guys leave my traders alone? Don't inbox them. Let them focus, because this was a huge drop. But Dr. Elvis, he held fast onto it. And guess what happened? Was he right or were you? He was right. And look what happened. This thing shot all the way back up, and look at where it is, right back at the neckline where he had said it was. And I think we have some open trades on this one, even now, that are up in positive. And I start to close them out to post more winning trades in advance, but I said I'll just let those whenever he closes them next week. I'll be doing another thumbnail showing you proof of the JPY trades that he took that was in deep drawdown that you guys were worried about, and now look, they are completely positive. This again is what separates professional traders from everybody else. They have patience, they know where things are supposed to go, and they don't lose their mind when the market goes against them. Everybody clear? All right, so let's wrap this up. I don't have news for this week because in actuality, next week is going to be Thanksgiving. We're not going to have any classes. We're not going to have our typical Wednesday class, but if you want to trade, I just want to kind of show you what's going on in the markets, why they're unstable. And so if you were having a hard time trading this week, this is the reason why they're unstable. I think the markets are in shock and concern, because now there is the threat of nuclear war that is on the table now. And so, who knows what's going to happen? You get what I'm saying? On one hand, we want to celebrate saying, oh, yeah, great. President Trump is coming in office and stability is going to be restored to the land. That's what some people think. Other people think, no, it's going to be turmoil. It's up to you how you think politically. But what I'm saying is the market is actually looking at this thing with a side eye. Now, on one hand, look at the market. It did a whoop, whoop, double top right here on the US 30. Okay, the dirty 30. I'm sorry, go back to the 4 hour. So you can see it right here is coming close to doing a double topper. Okay, you got the oil markets, which is in a kind of like a huge sideways pattern. If I do it like this, you'll see it's in a basically consolidatory pattern. But, if you trade the oil markets, you can see that there's good opportunity in this huge wide consolidation pattern. So it could come back up and test this range right here. This is what I see. See that? Bing, 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 bing. So if it was to come up, it'll come up and touch right there. So again, we have the NASDAQ market, which is doing its thing. And like I said, gold, I still think that gold, if fear remains over the weekend, gold could still continue to go up, but we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, now this is a tough business, because what you're getting paid to do is to pretend like you're Nostradamus, like you can read the future. And sometimes you can, sometimes you're going to get it wrong. That's just the nature of trading. But again, I'm just explaining to you guys why all of a sudden gold went on a huge active tear when at first it was dropping like a rock. When it was dropping like a rock, it's because people felt that, hey, the election is over. The person who they think is going to bring peace to the land and prosperity to your pockets, they was like, okay, then we'll need this safe haven gold. So they started dumping it. Uh-oh. Threat of war. Oh, I think we made a mistake, and they started buying it right back up. Makes sense? Okay, you guys. So anyway, have a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully this video is helpful, and I'll see you in the next